Well, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back. Kev Knights here, introducing the little Suzuki. I don't want to show you too much of that. The little Suzuki video, which I already introduced somewhere and I can't find the footage for it, so I'm having to make another one whilst it's in mid-preparation. And if you're watching this video, that means I finished it. And at the end of it, you should see what this little car looks like. It's a cool little car. So, all quickly, if you like what's going on, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit that subscribe button and make me feel more special than I actually am. I really appreciate it. It would grow the channel. It's really helpful. It's really cool. We're loving this YouTube journey. Sorry that I haven't had a video out for, I know it's a week because I didn't get one out last week. Anyway, I'm going to introduce this one now, walking around the yard, mainly because if you haven't seen this, if you haven't seen the first part of this little Suzuki, I bought this little Suzuki just getting on for 2 years ago when all of this place was getting refurbished, shall we say. Bought this little car, it had some issues, it was too much for my head to handle, so I just put it at the yard. I mean, do you know what, weirdly reflecting, looking back, it really wasn't that bad at all. I mean, it had, the radio didn't work, the quarter was bad, was filthy dirty, had a bit of a vibration which was wheel balances, blah 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 blah, but my head couldn't handle it, so I parked it in the other yard, and that's where it's at ever since until we've got it out now. So we'll get straight into the start of refurbishing this little car. I'm not going to put another video of washing it. You've seen me wash loads of cars now, so let's just get into it. Hey, so it's a little bit of multitasking going on here because I've just done the Qashqai video. You probably saw the little Suzuki sitting in the background. Now, I'd really like to take this to the body shop tomorrow. But there's a small part of me that, I mean, you can see this thing has been painted here badly. It's only been painted on that section. And you almost wonder why it's been painted, you know. What's underneath there? Clearly, that needs doing because there ain't no paint left on it. It's all scratched. But I'm just going to, because we can't really lose anything, I'm going to quickly flat this and just see what happens in case we haven't got to paint it. Let's just see what happens. So, this is the first ever time that I've used a DA with a sanding pad, dry sanding ever. So this is a first for me, so you're going to be on this little journey to see how this actually went. I've got a 1500 grit sanding pad on that DA, and I started going, and this is exactly what happened. I thought I might as well record it, because if it went wrong, then you see how wrong it went. Oh, hold on, I think I'll talk again in a minute, hold on. Well, I'm really confused with this, because I mean the reality is that section there, you can see the paint underneath it is fine. All this hideous paint on top of it. I mean, does it even need to be there? What is that covering up? But here is a little bit more questionable, because it's got some little divots in there. You can see these little divots? But I'm pretty sure it hasn't got filler on it. It's not filled. Oh, I'm a bit confused. Let's keep going. So that's exactly what I did. The nice thing is, if you've got to get something painted anyway, then it really doesn't matter if you mess it up. So if you're at home thinking, oh, I could have a go at that, make sure you do it on something that potentially needs painting anyway. Right, now I'm even more confused, because if you can see some of them little patches, hold on. See, like that tiny patch there? That is where I've just flattered off so much of that paint on the top that's gone through to the lacquer of the paint underneath. Same there. Same as a little bit on the edge there. Which is, but look how shiny it is underneath. I'm starting to wonder whether all that paint will come off, and I'm being a bit silly. Flatten it with a bit of 1500. I mean, I might try and do that whole thing with a 3000 slowly and wet, surely, and see if it comes off. Let's have a go. So that's exactly what I did. Sprayed a bit of water on there, as you can see. I've got a 3000 grit pad on that DA now, and that's where that's where the phrase wet sanding comes from. I'm literally now wet sanding the clear coat off. Oh, look at that. That's a bit harsh. Now I'm worried. Now I genuinely wonder if, see, that is the paintwork underneath, which admittedly now looks matte, but that will buff out because I've flattered it. But the horrendous paint on the top has started coming off, which means under here might be all right. So if we can get that off, because I'm still confused about what it should be covering up, but if we can get that off, then we can just get away with just painting the bumper. Let's have a go. Let's see if we can get that off. So that is exactly what I did. I kept going. If you can see them patches on that quarter panel, so the one patch on the right and the two on the left, they look a little bit like lakes, don't they, surrounded by a bit of land. Well, that is actually the original clear coat from factory and the overspray coming off. The three patches are the original clear coat with the overspray still in between. So the way that I saw this, I thought it was still going all right. All of it seemed to be coming off, and because I only had a 3000 grit pad on my DA, it didn't look like I was going to end up taking off any of the original clear coat either. Now I'm going to admit something in a minute. If you can have a look, so it's almost off there, but you'll see in a minute when I travel round to the right, unfortunately, for the first time with my wet sanding experience lack of, I went through. See that little white patch right there? I went through the factory paint, but just on the edge there, it's not the end of the world, because once we've polished that up and then we'll just touch that little bit up, you won't even see it as far as I'm concerned. So here I am with my polisher. Check it out. Well, isn't that a little bit of a turn up, because all of that has come off. I mean, look how shiny. That's going to give you, I wish I knew that was like that about 18 months ago. That was going to come off. Still got a tiny little bit on the bottom here, but I'll get that off. This is just a little bit of a rush because I'm now taking this to the body shop to pick the Jetta up. So it's still got all the fallout all over it, but getting that off before it goes to the body shop makes no sense. So we'll get the bumper painted, then we'll come back and start getting all the fallout off it, and get Brian to take all the dents out of it. But that is going to give you, it's a beautiful colour, isn't it? Look at the colour of it. It's going to give you a little bit of an insight to how good this little car is going to look when it's done. I like this little car. I think it's cool. I don't like the cobwebs. I mean, there is going to be a monster in here somewhere, isn't there? Ugh. But yeah, I'm just going to take it to the body shop. We'll come back when it comes back from the body shop. And dear, it's my fault for leaving it there. We'll come back when it comes back from the body shop and get on with the journey of this little car. It looks nice that side now, doesn't it? So now that's done, we can sort of get on to the whole refurbishment of the outside of the little car, really. Let's get back to work. So we're back on the Suzuki. I've just given it another wash because I've just pulled it out of the workshop from being in there for a week or a week and a half. I can't remember how long it's been. Just trying to get onto these labours of love in between actually selling cars, which hopefully will make us some money. But it's a matter of now getting round to the aesthetics of it, because I've just given it another wash just so you can see it's still got the overspray all over it, on every panel, on the mirrors, on the glass, everywhere. So the next task for this is going to be, so Brian's coming to get all of the dents out of it tomorrow, because it is absolutely full of dents, if you can see down the side. Yeah, granted, it's an old car, but they spoil it so badly that this isn't really about making money, this car, anymore. It's more about, I think the driver's side's even worse. Yeah, the driver's side's even worse. So it's got that horrible one there below the handle, or some horrible dents. So Brian's coming hopefully tomorrow to get them out. We've just got it back, so the rear bumper looks all nice and shiny now. Ignore that horrible number plate, that'll go. We've got some new ones. But the rear bumper's nice and shiny now, so that's all done. The cobwebs are still scarily in there. I mean, I think that's the worst. I don't really want to come in here, being honest. but that's probably the worst one. There. But we'll sort the inside out first. I just want to get it looking a little bit better, so I'm a bit more excited about trying to get it done. It definitely needs some new centre caps. Headlights are all done in. So I think what we'll do, we'll do a bit of time lapse with voiceover on it and just try and get this done. It's Saturday today. I haven't got anyone, Saturday afternoon, I haven't got anyone in now. So I'm going to try and get onto this. Try and get it up for sale, really. I would like to ask you, quickly, I would like to ask you before, as I've said, obviously, anyone that has seen, oh, that cobweb right there, where's he? I need to find them. I need to find these spiders tonight. But because the radio doesn't work, doesn't create any sound or anything like that, obviously I could put a nice double DIN unit in there, potentially with, I mean, Apple CarPlay might be a bit stretched, but, you know, with DAB, maybe some sort of nav or something in there to replace that one, or I could replace that with a standard one for about 70, 80 quid from a salvage car. The only thing that upsets me a little bit is you've got the little display up there, which usually displays what radio station you're on. If I get an aftermarket unit, that won't. It'll just have a couple of dashes, which will upset me a bit. But if you were buying this car, surely you'd want a better aftermarket head unit that you can pair your phone with and have Bluetooth rather. Can you put it in the comments below what you think I should do? Because I'm guessing a used one's going to be 70, 80 quid. Probably aftermarket one's going to be 150, something like that. I mean, which one would you do? Let's get it, mate. Let's get this thing looking a bit nicer. Because there's a very good chance that I won't have done that by the time this video goes out, so you could let me know what you think I should do. Let's get on it. So I would just like to thank you for all of your suggestions of what I should use to get the fallout off this car. I actually ended up going for a clay mitt, mainly because of the just a bigger surface area. I thought it might actually try and get it off a little bit faster. Little did I realise that if you look at the light in the background, it took so long to get the fallout of this car off. It actually ended up getting dark. I've been on it that long. Look at the light in the background. Well, there we go. It's a bit shinier now. Oh, it does feel like glass now. That was a lot of effort though. So the roof was, that was a lot of effort. It's dark now, look. But it is now, I mean, the body, the panels and the glass is contaminant free, but that, it's hard to get off. Clay doesn't get it off the plastic moulding, so I'm going to have to try and use thinners on them because it looks pretty bad still with them. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but oh, there's a bit of clay there where, oh, good Lord. Oh, there's still a bit there. Oh. Good Lord, it's just my weak arms have ended up leaving a few bits here and there. Oh, do you know what? We'll get them when we mop it. We'll come back when we carry on. I'm going home. So we're back. It's Monday. It's grumpy out here. It's raining. It's not very nice. So we're going to stay in the dry and crack on with doing a little bit of mopping. I want to see if these bird line marks come off the bonnet. I want to get the headlights done. I want to get the whole thing looking shiny so we can move on with this car and get it up for sale. So I'm going to sign off straight away. We'll do a little bit of time lapse on here and see what it comes up like. So here I am with my rotary polisher again. I've got a heavy cut compound on there, 3M. I've got a heavy mop head as well, fairly firm mop head on there, which will cut into that paintwork. It's a little bit scary on Japanese cars. Japanese car paint is very thin, but you can see there the bird lime stain has gone. There's still a few scratches on it. I'm not trying to fully correct this car, but you can see in the reflection of that light where it's gone. Sorted out the headlights to make them a little bit shinier, and then just went around the whole rest of the car with a first stage to get the big stuff out. You can see in the reflection of the light that it started making that car pop a little bit more. That's what I was going for, just so we could see what it would look like. Let's see what it looks like. Well, there she is after her first full mop with a heavy cut, just going around to sort of do the initial polish, I suppose. I'm only going to mop it one more time. I'm not I mean, it's still got marks in it. If you look in the light, it's still got like scratches and stuff in the bonnet. Christ, we're not fully correct in this car. But I do want it to look nice, but you sort of get, I've just shined the tyres, I haven't done the black mouldings or anything like that, I haven't done the windows, I haven't done, you know, it's still minging inside. Bless it. But you can get sort of a rough look, or sort of a rough idea of how good this little car's going to look, isn't it? I think that's a good looking little car. So we've got Brian coming to do the dents on it either today or tomorrow. I'm going to do the rest of it, insides, under the bonnet, mop it one more time, windows, black the mouldings, centre caps are on the way for the wheels, dents will be done. We're going to get it serviced, going to do plugs and stuff on it, but I think just as I can sort of imagine that this video is going to start drawing out on this little car, so we'll just do the rest of it sped up with a little bit of commentary in the background, and then we'll see what it looks like. But I'll be honest, there's a few things going on in the background here. I really want to look at getting the floor done, so I'm going to start doing a bit of flooring today, and we've got to go and pick up a couple of cars. But I think next time we see this, it'll be so we're going to do a bit of flooring, and then we'll get back onto this and hopefully try and get this finished and get it up for sale. So what I actually ended up doing, the drums on this car really annoyed me, so I whipped the wheels off, gave the drums a little bit of a dust just to make them look a little bit better. Then I started getting a little bit annoyed about the wheel bolts because they looked really, really dated, and I took the centre caps off from the wheels because they annoyed me because they corroded so badly. So I got my little artist brush out, got my silver hammerite paint out, sorted the wheel bolts out so they went from looking like that to looking like that. Look way better, didn't they? A little bit of hammerite smooth finish. And then the wheel with the centre caps, if you look at this picture, that's what they looked like before. Bad wheel bolts, bad centre caps. This is what they look like after. Look at that, look like brand new, doesn't it? New wheel bolts, new centre caps. It all just looks a little bit fresher, doesn't it? So then I decided to do the rest of the car. Had my medium compound on there, polished the whole car once. I'm not going to film that again. Got onto the interior. The interior was bad on this car, as you can see. Cobwebs everywhere, dirt all impregnated into the seats. And it was a bit of a pain because it was cloth seats, so we just ended up doing a whole lot of hoovering session. Then we had to get our spray out, scrub all the seats, make them all really wet to get that impregnated dirt out of them, then get the wet vac out, go over the whole front and back seats with my wet vac, as you can see. Then I got my dressing out for the dashboard, make all the dash all shiny. Any interior trim that is black, we make black up, make them all shiny. The new cheeky floor mats in there. Sort the roof rails out, make them nice and black, so it's a bit of a contrast between the grey that they used to look like. New front and rear number plates. And I think we're slowly but surely getting there on this one. That's handy. A little, don't know if you saw that, little blue Ignis drove past just as I'm about to unveil this little bad boy. Look, what a great looking little car. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll quickly do the slow moving camera music-y bit, and then we'll just have a final discussion about this little car. Well, there she is, look, sitting there in all her glory, and the sun's come out just for her unveiling. It's going to be a bit brave actually, because when I go around the other side, I'm going to see all the bits that I've missed in this low sun, including the front brakes, which I don't really know how I managed to miss the front brakes. I did the rear ones, I still got to do the front brakes. Anyway, I've got to get this video out. So as far as I'm concerned, other than the radio, the little Suzuki is pretty much ready to go. I was going to blow my brains out servicing it, giving it a full service, plugs, blah blah blah, everything. But luckily, as you will see as I put this on the screen, I'll just stop moving around. Hold on, let me put this on the screen. Just before we bought this car, as you can see in July 22, it had a full service over £500 worth. Happy days. So what all we're going to do, you know that we've put it through an MOT, so all we're going to do is we'll do another oil change on it, purely because just of the time that has lapsed since it's been properly on the road. We'll do another oil change, and then I'd like to think it's pretty much good to go. It's a great looking little car. I know it's not a flashy BM or something like that, but hopefully someone will get excited about it, because if they don't, that means we'll keep it in stock for another 2 years. It's all nice and clean inside. It's probably quite hard to see now. It's probably easier to see in the workshop actually. I hope you like this video. You asked for us to do a little journey on this one, so it's all done just for you. And I've got to be honest, I'm quite glad that one's done. I thought I got fed up with that little car. Get to the point where you get fed up with them when you've been cleaning them for a while. So, God, the sun's bright, isn't it? Let me get out of that sun. Oh, that's better. So I'm just going to say, thanks for watching this one. Hit that subscribe button if you like what's going on. Not sure what's going to be next. Might be the Jetta next, because the Jetta is now gone. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye, 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 bye.